producers were able to see, and so he did a couple of roles. He did a role in the Green Hornet.
Yeah,
yeah,
yep.
And he
played Kato.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
And he did a thing in where he kicked a chandelier with.
Yeah, that's right. That was a famous scene. That was amazing. Scene. Right.
So I only seen him before in these matters, but what I knew and what had happened was he was supposed to do this series, the television series Kung Fu.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
And it was written for him, but what happened was that ABC, in their grand wisdom, said, "What are we doing? I mean, the American public doesn't want to watch a Chinese actor every week." So they changed. Now here's strange stuff. So you know who they came to second? Me.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not. This is not spread around too often.
No, I'm honored to know this.
The reason,
because I read about that.
I couldn't do it because I was under contract at Universal to do a medical series called The Bold Ones.
Right, I remember that.
So my agent said, "Can you get him out of this because they want him to go to do this show in about this and that and all that kind of stuff." So they said, "No way, he's with us," and so on and so forth.
Wow. Did you have any idea that was the controversy behind why you were called? Did you turn around and call Bruce and say, "Hey, Bruce, they're trying to replace you, man," or did you?
No. I did hear that. I mean, I heard some of it, but when I got to his house and he started to tell me the same thing, I was thinking, should I tell him that I was second in place? I swear, and to this day, I swear, I'm not sure I did or didn't, because I was like stuck about, do I want to say? I don't know. I can't remember if I did or didn't.
Yeah, because you didn't know what his reaction was going to be, and that's a hard spot to be in.
In a little while, he for example, he did a funny thing. He said, "How do you do your sidekick?" And I said, "Well, the way we do it." So I did it, and I just stood in place and did a sidekick a little bit under my shoulder. And he says, "Well, let me show you how I do mine." I said, "Okay." So he picked up a bag, not a bag, it's a shield.
Right.
And he handed it to me and he said, "Don't worry, you won't go." I said, "I know, I'm not worried." So, and he started walking behind me in the room and so on. And then he came before me. He said, "You ready?" I said, "Yeah, okay." And he did a skip and a jump and he banged that bag and knocked me right back. And I went back, I don't know how far, maybe from there to hit the chair that he had put behind me. And the chair broke because I was in such a... And he came running to me and I said, "That's okay, I'm not hurt, I'm not hurt." He said, and then you know what he said? "Yeah, but you broke my chair." He said, "Nobody's ever done that before." This was a gag he pulled with a whole bunch of people. And I was the first one that hit it so hard that it broke the chair. Well, we went for lunch that afternoon, and from that time on, everything was going really well. And I knew the film was going to be successful.
We didn't know.
What do you remember most about Bruce Lee?
That we had similar struggles as a minority. Myself as a black man, and Bruce as a Chinese.
Something people don't talk a lot about.
Oh yeah,
they don't.
No, basically, Bruce caught hell. People don't know that he caught hell. They didn't want him in Hollywood because he was Chinese. The script, not the script, but the TV series, what's his name, Kung Fu, that David Carradine started. No disrespect to David Carradine, but that series was written for Bruce Lee. The writer wrote it for Bruce Lee, and he went to Bruce and said, "Look, here it is. Read it. Tell me if you like it. If you like it, no problem. We'll get it done." So Bruce read the script, called the guy up, said, "Hey, man, I love it. I want to do it." It's okay, no problem, Bruce. I'll go get the money. So he went to the major studios. The studios loved the project. Said, "Hey, everything's good, but we just can't have a Chinese guy to star in America. So we got to get a white guy and make him look half Chinese."
Jeez.
So, but we don't want Bruce because he's Chinese. We don't want to project the Chinese guy.
Even though he's the guy that has the expertise and the talent.
Yeah. And it was written for him. It was written for him. So they said that's what happened. He didn't get it. David Carradine got it, and at that time Bruce was really in a little trouble as far as trying to get things done in Hollywood. Not a little trouble, but financially he was in a little trouble. So he left and went to Hong Kong. He had a good friend over there that said, "Hey Bruce, they're not going to give you a break, man. You better come over here, and you and I can make some movies together, and we'll make you a star here first." And that's what happened.